Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Angriest is bringing this video, and I haven't told any stories in a long time. I know back when I didn't have my Xbox, I used to just tell stories, and I used to just have fun. A lot of people enjoyed me telling stories because I had some funny stuff, and that's really how my channel grew. So I said I'm gonna tell some more stories. They're pretty funny or interesting, I should say, and I'm gonna be doing them a lot more. Now, this happened, was it like a month and a half ago to 2 months ago, and we were in English class. Now, this substitute I've had a couple times. I had him in my business management, my art, and my English, which I'll talk about all later on this video. But what I want to start off with is the English class story. So there's this kid named Noah. He's one of these really weird kids. He fucking tiptoes when he walks. He like bounces like this when he walks. He's a really weird kid, and he looks like Ron Jeremy. No other way to put it. He looks like a greasy Ron Jeremy. And this kid, he's like a drug addict, but he doesn't look like it. He's like a really nerdy, like, drug addict kid. I don't really know how to explain it, but he looks like a nerdy Ron Jeremy that does drugs. That's essentially what he is. So we were in English class, and he sits next to me because I can't control where I or he sits. So we were in class, and we had a substitute. Now, this guy, he was, I don't know what his name was. It was something like some long ass name, and you could just tell by the way he was dressed and how he like perceived him, like how he projected himself. You could tell he was from Africa. Now, this guy, I'm not saying it's because he's black, but his accent, the way he dressed, because he had like tribal shirt on, he had like a tribal pants, and he didn't have socks. He's wearing flip-flops and stuff like that. He was obviously born and raised in Africa. And we had like a conversation with him in the art class, and he actually grew up in like Zimbabwe or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's Zimbabwe. So he's definitely African descent. All right, so we were in class, and this kid was making fun of the guy for his accent and just talking shit about him, just kind of fucking around, you know, having a good time with his friends. And then he said, "Hey, our substitute, he kind of looks like Malcolm X." Like, he said under a whisper, and it was the thing is he kind of did look like Malcolm X, so it was really funny. Everybody was dying, and this guy, he got so triggered. He was cold fucking red, and he just snapped. He just fucking snapped on him. So he was like, you right there, 15 push-up right now, right? And I sound like fucking Asian or some weird shit, but like that's how we sounded, alright? So he was like, 15 push-ups right now. So the kid, fucking fat Ron Jeremy, laid on the ground, did 15 girly ass push-ups. He gets up, he's like, 15 more. Does 15 more. He gets back up. "Hey, can you please stop now?" "No, you call me Malcolm X. 15 more." He just kept telling him 15 push-ups, 15 push-ups, 15 push-ups. And for about like a half hour, this kid was doing push-ups. And the kid was falling on his face, busting his ass. Everybody was laughing. It was so funny. Alright, so then when we walk up to the computer lab, because this was before we were walking to the computer lab, so it was just like, this guy was just pissed at this little kid, and the little kid was like, "I'm gonna throw my book at him." So he takes his book and turns around while we're walking down the hallway, chucks his fucking book right across the hallway, rocks the guy in the face. The guy darts over there like Usain Bolt, not trying to make any racist jokes, but he darted over there fast as hell. He got at him. He was right up next to him, and he said, "Why do you throw that book at me? Why? Why?" He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. He hit my hand when I tried tossing it up, and it went flying." He was like, "No, it wasn't. 15 more push-up." And I was in tears. I was rolling on the ground, literally dying. It was the funniest shit ever, because like the guy's face, I'm not trying, like I said, I'm not trying to make racist jokes, but this guy was really, really, really dark, and his face was literally blood red, and I've never seen someone of such dark skin's face get red. I didn't even know it was like possible to see it. And like I said, I'm not trying to make racist jokes, but that's really how it's coming out because of this guy, and like whatever, right? So his face is bloodshot red. He's yelling at this kid in the hallway, and I'm like, "Roast Ron Jeremy, Mr. Malcolm X, roast him." And he looks at me and starts laughing because he knows who Ron Jeremy is, obviously, because he heard me call him Ron Jeremy. So the guy was in tears laughing, but he looked at the guy and he was like, "Am I done yet? Am I done?" And the teacher just said, "No, 15 more push-up for calling me Malcolm X." Alright, he didn't even pronounce the X. He said ek. Alright, so this guy, he's infuriated. He is infuriated. He's pissed at this point. So once we get into the computer lab, the kid just starts. He's like scared as fuck of this guy. Every time he would see the guy walk by, he would just duck his head. And it was the funniest thing ever. Whenever we'd see this little kid get so scared of this teacher. And when someone else said he kind of looks like Malcolm X, but he also kind of looks like Ben Carson, which he didn't at all. The kid was just trying to piss him off. He said, "I look nothing like Ben Carson, and I will knock your brain out, and he'll have to put it back in," or something like that. And it was just so fucking funny that there was no other, like, nothing I could do but laugh at this point. So then I ended up having him in my business class the same day that I had him in my English class. So I was sitting there, and I was like, "Hey, I had you earlier today. What's up?" I walked over, dapped him up, and stuff like that. So we started talking about this Ron Jeremy kid and how funny it was, and he kind of brushed it off, and he was laughing about it. So then we're sitting there in business class, and then someone just started clicking. They just went, trying to make fun of him, saying he was Ethiopian and shit like that. Because he's either from Ethiopia or Zimbabwe or something like that. I forget. It was somewhere around that. So he was trying to make fun of him because the guy always gives like an introduction of who he is, where he's from, stuff like that. So they're making fun of him. He walks over. 30 push-ups right now. Kid goes on the ground, 30 push-ups in like 2 minutes. Stands up. The guy's like, that was slow. 30 more. So the kid ended up doing like 200 push-ups, just back and forth, repeated. And this guy is pissed at this guy. He's like, "You all think this school is a joke. School is not a joke. School will make or break your life." And all this kind of stuff. He's like, "I sent 4 kids through college." And he was like, "What are you doing, moving bricks?" And he was like, "No, I worked my butt off in school. My mama would have beat my ass." And we just started, like, I don't think I've laughed that hard in school in forever. Like, I wasn't making fun of him, but other people were, and it was really funny. So then the next day, like the very next day, I ended up having him in art. Walking in art, and my art class is everybody in my class is like a clown, just fucking around. No one's ever serious in my art class. So this kid Aaron, he just looks at the guy right in his eyes and clicks. Like, I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. Like, he just looks him in his eye and clicks at him. He said, "Where are you from? Ethiopia?" And the guy was triggered again. He just yelled at everyone, and he looked at me straight in the eyes and said, "What is wrong with your school? Why are you the only respectful one? What is wrong with everyone else?" And I just lost it. At that point, I couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. He was making everybody do push-ups, everyone yell. That was in all 3 of his classes, and he ended up transferring to another school because he found this school so disrespectful and hated everyone that he had in all of his classes. So it was really funny. It was just fucking hilarious. There's no other way for me to put it. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you don't make fun of any Ethiopian substitute teacher. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at graceless_te. Make sure to follow execution_gg, as well as all my teammates. All of them will be down in the description below. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm out. Peace.